welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot Pick a Card reading for today. We're going to be diving into their true feelings for you today. First, exploring the animal spirit energy surrounding them and the connection, then uncovering their real emotions and hidden thoughts about you. Finally, we'll receive some guidance from spirit on what you need to know to move forward. So take a deep breath, focus on your person, and choose the pile 1, 2, or 3 that calls to you the most. And I'll be right back with pile number 1. All right, let's get right into pile number 1 for the pick a card, their true feelings, pulling out their animal spirit, the eagle, along with the King of Swords and the Star card. Star is the card for Aquarius. Now their true feelings back together. 3 of Swords, wow, some betrayal there, and the Hermit. All right. And what does Spirit have to say about all of this for moving forward? Confusion, Spirit of the Moon, and Spirit of the Wolf. All right, everybody, we're going to dive right into this interesting reading. I'm going to be pulling more cards for sure. We're going to be pulling clarifiers. And don't forget to stay tuned to the end of your pile when I'm going to be pulling as well the zodiac runes. Let you know which zodiac signs you might be dealing with. So let's just jump right into it. The eagle. The eagle is associated with bringing your best A game because right now you're being tested. Right? Whenever the eagle, air energy, animal spirit is called on or comes into your life, it means that you are about to go through a very significant karmic testing phase. So when we take a look at the person in this connection with you, and we're looking at their true feelings, when we just look at their energy right now, they're going through a heavy karmic shift in their life, a lesson learned, something is happening. And with that air energy, animal spirit, there's a lot of activity, movement, disruption. This is all going to be happening in a very dramatic way for them. So now when we go to the energy around this connection and with them, King of Swords and Stars. So this person, I'm going to say, has really had some kind of epiphany or some knowledge, some clarity has come into them, especially with this ego energy. They may still be struggling emotionally to make sense of it all, but there's some mental clarity and understanding, some rationale that's come in for them. And along with that star energy, I'm going to tell you right now, this person, has had hope. Right? Hope and some healing has come in for them. So let's go ahead and start getting clarifiers for the first portion of this reading. So this is an interesting reading. I like to throw out all the cards. That's how I read. And we're going to get into their true feelings for you back together in that 3 of Swords. We go deeper, so it's going to get quite interesting. So let me see. I just want to know a little bit more about the nature of that eagle. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So there's been some fortunate luck come in for them. Spirit has, the Wheel of Fortune brings good luck, but good luck comes in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it can just be the right situation, the right opportunity, the right lesson coming in. That's a good thing, even though it's struggle and it's difficult. For sure, this is a difficult period for this person. For sure, any kind of karmic lesson is going to be somewhat difficult. I'm going to pull for the extended. I'm going to pull a couple of love cards just to see a little bit deeper into, what's the nature of this karmic lesson, right? When the ego comes in, it's like, look, are you going to bring your A game? Are you going to bring the best of yourself? King of Swords is powerful, strong, clear-headed. So, this sort of indicates that this person has indeed brought their best selves to this. But let's go ahead and pull out. These are going to be for the extended. I pulled 2 love cards for that. So let's go ahead and talk about back together again. Back together again, reunited, a good chance of getting back together. Are you back together yet? Are things beginning to flow again? Right? So that's their true feelings. They want to get back together with you. And then when we look at this big karmic shift here, something has happened in their life that has given them a change of outlook or a change of heart. But here we get into some deeper sides to these emotions. There's still some pain. Three of Swords is a very painful card. You know, it can indicate any kind of wound, right? It's a wound. It's a card of wounding. A lot of times you'll see tarot readers talk about third-party energy with Three of Swords, but it's, you know, that's absolutely valid, but it's betrayal. You know, a betrayal leaves a wound, and at the heart of every betrayal is a lie. You know, so being a Swords card, this card really speaks to the broader issue of someone somewhere having not followed through, having lied. You know, their words did not connect with their actions in some way. So this person still has a wound. And they've really pulled away. The Hermit is there. Part of their energy right now is, although they have this desire to get back together with you, they've definitely pulled away, and they're not ready yet. They may not be ready yet to emotionally be with you, even physically be with you. Now they have hope. The hope is here, and they definitely have received some knowledge, some information, some truth has come in. They've seen clarity on a situation. Now, this is not to say that, you know, you caused the wound. You know, there's no blame being put out, because we're not reading. That's not the purpose of the question here. We're just thinking about their feelings. And so whatever happened between the two of you, there was indeed a wound that they went away with. Now, they may still be wounded about them hurting you. It doesn't necessarily mean that they were the ones hurt. You know, they may have realized that they did something, or that they instigated some kind of pain, and this in turn has hurt them facing up to it. But in any case, there's a deep pain still here for them that they still need to heal, which is why they're away with that beautiful Hermit. You know, they're in sort of deep thought. They're thinking about things, you know, going over it, you know, wanting to be to themselves. So let's get the clarity on that back together again. Three of Wands, looking for an answer or a sign. Yeah, they're working on themselves, and they're still looking for, like, maybe a sign that it's okay to come back. I am going to pull the Saturn card for the extended, because in the extended reading, if you want to join me for that, every pile gets an extended reading. We're going to look at the Saturn, what zodiac sign it's in, to see what is the block here. Why are they still waiting? You know, and let's pull out also their Moon card, because I want to see a little bit deeper into their desire. We see that they want to get back together, but why? You know, what is their deeper desire behind wanting to get back together with you? So I'll pull that as well. Yeah, and I want to pull one more for this one too. Let's see if we can. Oops, sorry for bumping. My microphone shakes everything. I want to go a little bit deeper into why do they have hope first. And then I want to know more about that Hermit. Why do they have hope? The sun is coming out. Clarity. They have hope because they've really become clear about something. And the Hermit, 10 of Wands, yeah, they're letting go. You know, 10 of Wands coming in, because right now they're going through the process of healing and letting go. Things that they've carried that just haven't been good for them. I suspect that this person had a lot of hang-ups, right? I'm going to say that part of this pain that they have here, a lot of it is almost self-inflicted, because I think this person is now healing and learning a karmic lesson about, you know, things can hurt you if you also hold on to negative beliefs, negative ideas, burdens, things that hold you back. 10 of Wands energy is that unburdening. It's the end. It's like you just can't carry it anymore. And this can be like just, you know, negative feelings about yourself, ideas that just aren't, that are trapped in sort of base emotions of jealousy and fear, envy, right? Things like that. Those type of hang-ups, negative self-talk, or even carrying burdens and guilt for things that have nothing to do with you. So then you end up projecting. There's a lot associated with carrying things around with you that are dark and that are not necessary for you to carry. And sometimes that betrayal, that feeling of hurt, that wound is not a wound that they got from you, but is a wound that they've always had. And so there's a big karmic lesson happening here. But why do they have hope? I pulled out the Sun card because somewhere along the line, there's been, like I said, either some information or some truth, some understanding that has come in for them like a light and, shown them not only the truth of a scenario, but also the light at the end of the tunnel, right? By finding out the truth, they've realized something for sure about themselves. I'm going to pull out the archetype tool. See what tool they might be using. Oh, that flip, and that's the one that it's going to be. All right, let's move on to Spirit. What does Spirit have to say? Confusion. Yeah, there may be some confusion here for you, right? Especially when you find out this person's feelings or what they're going through, because it may be such a 180-degree turn from where they were at before. Remember, I said that they're really going through a karmic shift and epiphany, a real life lesson here. And so for you, Spirit is saying remain remain calm. Clarity comes when you are peaceful. That's why people meditate. If there's a lot of activity, a lot going on around you, again, a lot will be happening with this person. Ego energy brings a lot of disruption. Don't take that disruption on. Don't take it on into your life. Let them go ahead and deal with this, all of this, right? And remain focused and calm in your life. And that's going to help you maintain your clarity through any confusion. What kind of spirits? We pull the spirits of darkness and light. I love this deck. It's from Mystic Moon Oracle. She's so brilliant. Spirit of the moon and spirit of the wolf. So cycles, dreams, visions. The moon is letting you know that there is a deeper connection here. You may be having dreams right now about this person. You may be having dreams about what's yet to come. You may be getting visions. Again, it may feel like the end of a cycle. You also have spirit of the wolf, fierce, instinctual, a loner. I think your person may be resonating with that right now. They may be really putting off loner vibes. And because they're in that hermit. But underneath of all of this, there's this huge shift that's happening for them, this huge karmic change that's happening. One more card from Spirit. Yeah, Ace of Swords. I love it. A new understanding, a new awakening, new knowledge coming in. Spirit as well is letting you know that not only is this person having an epiphany, a new understanding, a new outlook, but Spirit is letting you know that you will as well. There's truth that is coming in for you as well. And a lot of what this person has to say, they're going to be telling you honestly. They're going to be telling you their truth. And there may be some confusion associated with it because, again, it seems so different than where it was before. But yeah, Ace of Swords promises victory in truth and honesty. All right, folks, let's go ahead. As I told you at the beginning, I'm going to be pulling the zodiac runes. Now, don't forget to check in with me every Saturday at 5 o'clock. I will be doing the All Signs Love check-in. We have Libra. Some of you dealing with the Libra. Actually, we'll put them over there. What else do we have? Another air sign. Wow, some of you are dealing with Aquarius. So leave that there as well. Eagle being an air animal spirit. That's interesting. We have 2 more zodiac signs to pull for this one. Gemini, all 3 air signs. So there you go. Right? This will be interesting for the All Signs Love check-in on Saturday coming to see, as well as the pick a card on Saturday at 4 o'clock. And then we have that water sign Pisces. So the pick a card every Saturday at 4 o'clock is the love, lust, or loss. So I'll be doing that and then going into the 5 o'clock live stream. So all 3 air signs, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, and then Pisces will be represented, and we'll be touching on some of the readings throughout the week. But for now, I'm going to go over to the extended. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can follow the link. Or if you like, you can stay tuned because I'll be right back for pile number 2. So let's just get right into pile number 2 for the pick a card, their true feelings. And we're going to start off with their wild unknown animal spirit, the phoenix, along with a page of cups and a 3 of swords. Wow, there's a wound there, but we'll get into it. What are their true feelings for you? We have deal breakers along with the devil and 2 of wands. Wow, heavy energy. And advice from spirit is security along with spirit of the apple, a test or a temptation, and spirit of stone. All right, well, welcome to pile number 2. We're going to get into clarifying cards, and don't forget to stay until the end for when I pull out the zodiac runes, so we can tell what zodiac signs you might even be dealing with in this connection. So before we get to their true feelings, we see right away deal breakers, but let's take a look at their animal spirit, phoenix. Well, phoenix is associated with death, rebirth, karmic cycles. This person is going through a major shift, okay? They are right now almost reinventing themselves, right? They've gone through some kind of karmic rebirth, some kind of test, some kind of chapter in their life, event that's really causing them to fundamentally change their outlook, right? Change their outlook, change who they are to a degree. But the phoenix rises from the ashes. So the essence of the person, of course, is always there, but it's a whole different level. Now, they also resonate with some page of cups energy and some 3 of swords. Well, this is quite interesting. There's a wound there, right? And it's not healed yet. Page of Cups can indicate that they are very tentative about getting back into love, right? Clearly, this wound has something to do with their rebirth, their regeneration, their changing outlook, right? But it isn't completely healed yet. And they're still kind of smarting from it, you know? They still feel very burned. And so Page of Cups indicates here that they're not quite ready to go too deep, or at least I will say that whatever romantic connections they have right now, it's all very new and tentative after this pain that they went through. So I would say that their last major relationship probably ended in some kind of shadow energy. You know, there was some kind of pain there. There may have even been betrayal there. So let's pull, what did we get? High Priestess and one more. The Hermit. Yeah, they've been to themselves. High Priestess energy is very protective, almost even secretive, right? So they're really staying to themselves. They're not giving a whole lot away. Hermit energy. Let's take a look at both of those. I'd love for you guys always to see the cards. The Hermit is associated with Virgo, so we'll see at the end when we pull the zodiac runes if Virgo pops out. But yeah, they're keeping themselves to themselves. They're going through a real sort of rebirth. They're going through a new spiritual enlightenment period, finding out deeper levels to themselves, maybe confronting themselves, doing some shadow work. High Priestess energy indicates that right now they're still in the throes of that. You know, they're still in the throes of healing through this, working on themselves. They're still in the transformation process. Through this process, they're going to be quite secretive, quite closed off. They're absolutely not ready completely to open up. So let's go ahead. Before we move on, I will begin to pull the cards for the extended reading. Those of you who want to go a little bit deeper and pinpoint a little bit more about their deeper energies and emotions, we're going to pull that Moon card. And I also want to pull a Saturn card to see what is keeping them still kind of pulled back. You know, with that High Priestess, it's not so much that there's a block there, but there is a definite thing that they've chosen, right, to keep either hidden or keep back or not sort of fully reveal yet. So now we're getting into the meat of the reading. What are their true feelings? There's a deal breaker somewhere, right? So it feels here that you and this person may have had just the beginnings of a connection. You may have just started dating or just, had a few, moments, right? It's very early stages. And yet there's a deal breaker, right? And I think it's even something that you may not even consider so serious. I don't feel any energy here like, you brought any toxicity or anything to the connection that would normally be an obvious deal breaker. But this person is going through a heavy change. And then to resonate with that devil and the Two of Wands. Wow. Well, it seems to me almost that this person continues to wrestle with some demons, right? I don't think these demons are yours. They're theirs. They belong to them. There's some demons here. There's some issues, I would say, to do with either lifestyle issues, cyclical patterns, negative sort of recurring behavior, risky behavior, maybe even addictive behavior. But with that devil energy and that Two of Wands, there's a feeling here that they have options, right? Two of Wands is a lot of activity moving forward. They have options, and yet they're still kind of haunted. They're still kind of haunted by something. There is something that happened between the two of you, or there may be something about even your life or your lifestyle, or just something that has triggered them. And it's a deal breaker for them because they're still smarting from the previous relationship. They're still smarting from this wound. It could even be something really, like I say, in your mind, it's not going to feel very serious. It could even be a particular reaction that you had to something, or a particular response that you had to something. And for them, it was like, bam, that's a deal breaker. They're being extremely hypercritical. And I think that's also because they're still in that wound phase. They're still in that healing and self-reflection phase. And so they're defensive. They're closed off. They're extremely careful. And of course, all of this is tied back to something to do with them. That devil energy is connected with them, right? Some kind of trigger, right? Some kind of, as I say, it feels like recurring, cyclical, right? Cycles of toxic behavior, toxic reactions. It's reminding them of something. Let's get a little bit more clarity here. Three of Wands, looking for a sign. This person, very critical, right? Probably the type of person that, almost to a degree, I feel like if they don't get the right sign or the right omen, then it's not going to work out, right? I don't see this person budging a whole lot. A lot of this has to do because they are in this stage right now of really shifting their outlook. Right now, their outlook is extremely internal, and they just don't have space for anyone else. You might be feeling their energy pulling away. Of course, you're here for a pick a card, their true feelings. You may be getting a hint of that already, that they've become quite cold very quickly. Again, this is an individual that's super critical. And for you, I almost say here, Three of Wands, that you're the one coming looking for extra signs as well. Like, because the vibe has changed so quickly. I think, it happened fast, right? The feeling I have here is that, like, from 1 minute to the next, it almost feels as though everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, there's a wall, or all of a sudden things just change. We're going to pull two of these love oracles for the extended so we can get a little bit of a deeper read on that. Yeah, so let's see what Spirit has for guidance, security, right? This is about security. Spirit is letting you know that you need to be secure too, right? You can't be dealing with somebody who flip-flops, gets hot and cold, someone who may indeed have some really serious issues with what they're able to cope with and not cope with. They're not necessarily communicating very well with you. High Priestess does not communicate very well. They're very actionary. So they may have seriously gotten hot and cold, but never told you why, never explained anything to you. And so you're left with a sense of insecurity rather, and that's just something that you don't need. So Spirit is reminding you that this is also a test for you. I love their true feelings pick a card, because in the beginning of the reading, we look at your person and their true feelings. And with Spirit, we begin to talk about you. And so Spirit is also reminding you, Spirit of the apple is there. There's a test, a temptation. And Spirit of stone, frozen, delayed, longing. I feel like, inasmuch as this person is going through this big shift and this big sort of reinvention of themselves, this internal sort of searching and healing, right? At the same time, this is a test for you, because I do believe that this devil energy here is reminding both you and your person, but here we talk about you, not to fall into the same trap. You may have been in relationships like this before with people who bring an enormous amount of baggage, and you may have made a lot of room for that baggage, always understanding. Oh, they've been burned. I understand. But Spirit wants you to know that this is a test for you as well, to not be frozen, delayed, longing, not to stick around any place where any place or any connection with someone where you don't have a sense of security, you don't have a sense of foundation, you don't have some kind of understanding with them of what to expect, and at the very least, some kind of communication, right? So let's go ahead and pull one more clarity card for this, for that Spirit guidance, and then I'm going to pull another for the extended. Yeah, Eight of Swords. You're in control. The Eight of Swords reminds us that you're the one in control. So this is definitely a test, right? You have definitely been here before, where you've, before you knew it, because of somebody else's actions, you've kind of allowed somebody else's, shadow, somebody else's restrictive, small way of thinking to affect you. Right? To affect you, to manipulate you, to confuse you. And before you know it, you don't know what you're thinking anymore. You don't know how to feel anymore. Everything is reactionary. It just gets to a place where you feel as though there's no freedom, right? You can't really see, or you see what you want. You're not very well connected to your own emotions. This is the card for gaslighting. But remember, Eight of Swords also reminds us that, you can only be gaslit by somebody that you give power to, right? There's a real power exchange here. And Eight of Swords reminds us not to be the victim. This is also the card for victim energy. It's the card for gaslighting, but it's also the card for those of us who kind of don't take responsibility for what's going on with us. And so this is all about you being tested and taking responsibility and control and your power back from anyone who seeks to manipulate you. Remember, people only manipulate or control or affect you negatively as much as you allow them. And so that's what Spirit wants you to remember, to maintain your security, right? And work for your own security. So now comes the time. Oh, wait, before I do that, I want to go ahead. I do want to pull one more archetype for the extended. So we're going to pull an archetype for what tool this person in this connection may or may not be using to communicate with you. I always love that archetype. So now we can go ahead and pull out the zodiac runes to see what zodiac signs you might be dealing with. Some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. Wow, we'll put that over there. Some of you are dealing with that Cancer. Cancer energy, heavy, strong water energy. Cancer is very sensitive, very emotional. Some of you are dealing with that earth sign of Taurus. Okay, and we have one more for this reading. And some of you are dealing with that Scorpio. Wow. Well, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because Scorpio energy is associated with death and rebirth. And so that fits well with that Phoenix animal spirit. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, every Saturday at 5 o'clock, we have the live stream, All Signs Love Check-In. And right before that at 4 o'clock this coming Saturday, I'm going to be having What's Next in Love for You. So we'll be piggybacking on that pick a card right into the live stream at 5. And I'll be looking at what we saw in the pick a card and going a little bit deeper for each of the 12 signs. So don't forget to subscribe or hit that bell, get notified for that. If you resonated with this, go ahead and leave a comment or a like. You can go ahead and follow me to the extended where we're going to be looking a little bit deeper into this connection. Otherwise, you can stay tuned because I'll be right back with pile number 3. All right, so let's just get right into pile number 3 for the pick a card, their true feelings. And we're going to pull out their animal spirit, the raccoon, strong earth energy, along with more earth, King of Pentacles. And 3 of Pentacles, a lot of earth, strong earth with that king as well. So what are their true feelings? Exclusive. Ooh, this is nice. Along with the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Pentacles. So this is a hard-working individual. More Pentacles energy, more earth. What does guidance from Spirit say? Priestess energy, along with Spirit of the Black Rose and Spirit of Christ. All right, guys, don't forget to stay tuned to the end because I'll be pulling out the 4 zodiac signs associated with this energy and this reading. So you'll get a little deeper insight. And as well, don't forget to tune in on Saturday for the live All Signs Love Check-In. So let's just jump right in. Pile number 3, you get your person has the raccoon. So raccoon energy is earth energy, but so clever, so skilled, right? The raccoon is extremely smart. The raccoon is the animal spirit for the one who works with his hands. So anybody who works with their hands or has like an art that they do with their hands, they may be a woodworker or someone who makes things, right? Carves things, draws. Anything that they get their hands on, they can turn into a tool. This person is extremely capable. But the other thing is that they just know how to handle any situation, right? They're very dependable, very clever. And along with more earth energy, we have that beautiful King of Pentacles and a 3 of Pentacles. So this person is used to success, used to manifesting, right? They have a lot of authority in their field. This person's very patient, very determined, very methodical, committed. With that 3 of Pentacles as well, right now the energy around them and around this connection is one of building. This person wants to increase. They want to build. Right now, they are in a real nesting phase, and they're using all of that talent of the raccoon to do it. So let's go ahead and get some clarity. Right away, the energy is nice. This is a dependable person, right? Helpful, supportive, but very dependable, physically dependable, right? What do we have? 10 of Cups. Wow, this is a nice reading. This is a really, really beautiful reading. We look ahead, we see their true feelings are exclusive, but the joy is the deepness, right? Let's go deep. 10 of Cups. That means, you know, a solution, a completion, the kind of connection that endures, the kind of connection that you build on, that endures, that gets stronger over time. There's longevity here. There is a future. So I want to pull even deeper. I'm going to pull 40 extended, the moon card, because I want to know even deeper into this individual that you have a connection with. Like, what are their truest feelings deep down inside for their life, as it is connected to their true feelings for you, right? And I also want to pull out the Venus card. What's their love language? I'm so curious. What's their love language? This person, so much earth. I can't wait to see the zodiac runes that are going to be pulled out for this one. So let's move ahead. We have, what are their true feelings? Exclusive. They want to be exclusive. They want to have a girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, the commitment. Right? Possibly marriage, pre-marriage, right? Getting to that stage of saying, look, we're not dating anybody else but each other. Again, this person is actively working towards that. Raccoon is an active energy, an active animal spirit. And as well with that King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles knows how to manifest his dreams, knows how to make things come true. This person is very hands-on. So let's take a look at the energy coming with that exclusive. More Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles and a Wheel of Fortune. So things are also kind of working out right now, right? Not only do we have more earth energy, this person is putting actual physical work into this being exclusive. They may even be changing their living situation. They may be moving into a bigger home, or making room for you, making plans, for the two of you. Wheel of Fortune is there as well. So, the divine is like shining its good luck totem on you guys. The two of you together, everything seems to work out. Not only are you dealing with somebody who's used to working and achieving things, once you resonate up to a king level energy, you have gone through some trials and tribulations. You've gone through some failures, but you've also learned how to achieve. You've also won. You've also manifested your goals and your dreams. And that takes being able to handle failure as well, but certainly having that experience. And so along with all of that, you have this beautiful good luck coming your way. So it just seems like everything is working out. You may even be having feelings of like, wow, this was a coincidence. This was good luck that this happened, or that we ran into this person or that person. There's a lot of physical activity I feel here, especially with all this earth, this raccoon energy. The 10 of Cups, it's shaping up to be a nice connection. But a lot of activity, a lot of physical activity. There may be more work being put in. Your person may be taking up more jobs, or they may be, I have a feeling for some of you as well that your person is very high up, either a business owner, or they may be the supervisor, manager, CEO of a company. And whatever the case may be, they have a capacity to increase. Right? And so I think they're doing that now. In some way, they're increasing, whether they're increasing their work, the money they're bringing in, or they're changing and increasing their living. Ooh, 5 of Cups. Letting go of a past situation. Let me pull one more. And a Page of Cups. Interesting. So 5 of Cups and a Page of Cups. A feeling of, change that light a little bit. A feeling here that, you're leaving one thing, right, behind. Something is being left behind for the beginning of something new. Page of Cups energy. This speaks to you. You may indeed have just, maybe not even just, but you've been mourning the loss of a previous relationship. And it feels to me like this person is coming in and actually doing the work and helping you begin to have hope again and love. You may have indeed felt quite hopeless before being with this individual. And so this desire and this interest that they're giving, I think it's helping you deal with finally perhaps turning away from a grief, a loss in a previous relationship. I'm going to pull 2 love cards for the extended. I want to know a little bit more about the love between the two of you. I see ahead to the spirit of the black rose. So there may be some shadow there for you or some healing for you that needs to happen. But in any case, you know, when you come to the reading and you're asking what are their true feelings, their true feelings are that they want to be exclusive with you. They're working towards that. I don't see any blockage here. I will pull, let me pull the Saturn card just to be sure. I'm going to pull Saturn because I want to know, just in case, this Five of Cups. I'm going to see if this Five of Cups has more to do with you or to do with them, or if this may be the block. Let's pull the Saturn card. Maybe something to do with the block as to why you don't know what their true feelings are. Because if you're coming to this reading, then to a certain degree, their true feelings have been somewhat hidden from you. So I'm curious about that. Let's go ahead and move on to advice from Spirit. She tells you to tap into your high priestess, tap into your wisdom, your experience, your wisdom. You know what's going on here. You have experience of this type of connection before, right? So be wise, lean into what you already know. Something about this connection may indeed be triggering. Even though they want to be exclusive, something about it is triggering. There may have been a relationship in the past tied to this mourning, loss, feeling of loss that was also exclusive but went completely in a wrong direction. We have Spirit of the Black Rose, revenge, despair, tragic romance, and then at the same time, Spirit of Christ, forgiveness, reconciliation, unconditional love. For some of you, this person was a previous lover. I think that's what Spirit is saying. This person indeed may have been a previous lover or a previous connection that either left or hurt you in some way, or the relationship just didn't work out. It isn't even so much that they left, but there was a loss here for some reason. So for some of you, there is a tragic romance, and yet Spirit of Christ is coming in like two opposites. It's coming in for unconditional love and forgiveness. So for some of you, this may indeed be a second go around. And again, a reason why Spirit is telling you to be wise. Be wise. Because although I do feel really strong, beautiful energy here, and I do ultimately feel a Ten of Cups and a happiness, there is a wound and a sorrow and a grief here that is showing up. Page of Wands, another page. A whole new beginning. Things really starting from fresh again. But tentatively, Page of Wands is also associated with overcoming fear. So for some of you, there is a fear here. There's some fear, some blockage, some kind of, I want to say trigger that has happened here. Although Page of Wands, not only is it overcoming fear, but being confident enough to walk your own path, no matter what anybody thinks. Being individual. Page of Wands is highly individual, unique. It's like that beginning of that confidence, that fire and that confidence. The beginning of that is believing in yourself, even if nobody else does, right? It's the beginning of that spark, that fire. So 2 pages coming in. This is an interesting read. I am also going to be pulling out, let me pull out the unknown archetype tool that this person may be using or not using well, ignoring or using to either hide or come out. I don't feel necessarily that they will say anything to you. There is a connection here. So it's not so much a case of them letting you know that this is what they want. They're doing it in their actions. And so for you who has previous history with them, this is where it may be a little bit daunting. You may not trust it. Priestess is there. There's still this 5, this sorrow here. So yeah, you're second guessing yourself. All right, folks, let's go ahead and pull out the zodiac runes for this reading. So yes, there is some earth there, Virgo, strong earth energy. Let's see. What else do we have? We have a Leo, some fire. That fire coming in. What else do we have? We have that Capricorn, more Earth. Capricorn energy. All right, and what's the last one? Aries. So 2 fire and an earth sign. Interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. All right, so this is the end of pile number 3 for the pick a card, their true feelings. I really hope you got something out of it. I do love doing these readings for you. So if you resonated with this, please let us know in the comments. Let the collective know. Don't forget, every Saturday, 4 o'clock, pick a card. From now on, it's actually going to be What's Next in Love. That'll be at 4, premiering on Saturdays. And then right after that, at 5 o'clock, will be my weekly live stream, All Signs Love check-in. So we'll do the What's Next in Love, pull out all the zodiac runes, and then hop right over to the live stream and do a deeper dive for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So don't forget to set your notification for that. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If you want to carry on with me now, I'll be going over to the extended, and the link is in the description and the comments section. But for right now, I wish you all love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you right back here on my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot, for your next pick a card love reading. Bye-bye now.